Hi everyone, I hope you're doing really well. It's International Women's Day week, and today I have a very important message to share with you, particularly to all the women outside there who are listening to this message. And if it's you, I thank you for coming and joining this conversation. And it all starts with my mom's story. My mom suffered domestic violence, abuse, and depression. She's still suffering doubts, feeling unworthy and insecure every day. I got my notes with me, by the way, guys, you can see. So if I forget, I can go back to my notes and be refreshed. The wounds she had was very deep, and it takes a long time to be healed. I had no good examples to look up to, but only to just compared to my mom, I still feel that I'm much luckier, since even though I was suffered something when I was little, I was, anybody that reads my story will know what I mentioned. But my mom's story was much worse. However, what I learned is I had this warning in my mind that I do not want to be having a life like my mom's. She's amazing, she's beautiful, she taught me kindness, she taught me good things, but in the meantime, it is definitely a warning that I'm telling myself and telling everyone outside there as women, do not ever be a puppet of others. You own your own life, and you have the responsibility to take lead of your life. When something happens, it's wrong with your life, it is not others' problem, it will become your problem. So when others are trying to lead you and change your things, you just will be like, they will be there when they all want to be the boss of yours. But at the end of the day, when things happened, they're just away and disappeared, that you are the one who have to take care of all the problems of your own life. And life is too short for regrets. So here are the things that what I was told when I was a girl and growing up in the place where I was born. The first thing they're saying is women need to speak less. And women who have long hair but they have short wisdom. Women are weaker than men. Women should listen to what men say and follow. I continue trying to break through the barriers from the way I live and I work, but it still doesn't change how some people are still trying to judge, and when they're not happy about what I achieved more than them, when they compare, they will actually start to make things up, and just because I'm a woman and I'm young, that they always use this difference to find some excuses to themselves if they cannot reach what I reached. In my workplace, someone may think I got promoted because of my outlook, but it's the opposite. I worked very hard. I worked overtime when I was younger, and I always think things, I always thought ahead of my boss and the company. When things haven't happened yet, I already prepared that if something happened, what can we do, and so on. I worked extremely hard, but at the end of the day, when I achieve things, there'll always be someone who's going to use words that's judging me, and just because I was younger and I was a woman. Here's the thing, when it's a male boss, good looking, you will hear comments like, wow, he's charming and attractive. But when he was strict with people, you would also hear people saying, that's leadership. He's just doing the right thing. But if it's a female boss, good looking, you will hear things like, oh wow, she's just she's just lucky that she has a great appearance, and that's why she got promoted. And when she's trying to teach people and say, hey, this is not right, and she is strict with people, and then you will hear noises like, who do you think you are, and things like that. It is never fair to treat a woman, a female, like that. But all the bias are still existing. And I always think we need to pay attention to all gender equality, not just women. I actually think men also need a lot of attention on their mental health because they don't talk much, they don't communicate much, and things can go worse inside of their mind and so on, while women can share their thoughts and opinions. But my point is, the communication is very important, and I learned more about males who actually were thinking, how they're thinking, the way how they think, and actually helps me as well. I learn from males, but in the meantime, females have great things that male can learn as well, such as multitasking and such as well organized and so on. And the thing about me is I always embrace the gender thing, like no matter you're female or male, we are all humans, and we should learn from each other, not just focus on, because you're female, because you're male, and giving ourselves excuses and so on. So what I want to share today is what I found. Rather trying to stop others not to do something, to judge you, the most powerful thing that I can do, I have been doing, and I think you guys should really consider, is to be stronger inside of us. Be the warrior and the Wonder Woman inside of us. Not trying to show off or trying to prove to people that you are stronger. We don't have to. If we know who we are, we just do our best and, to achieve things, and you will be there. You will get there. So there's one thing I always believe is that true and respectable, successful men who respect and treat females very well, because they could actually get the best help from all the amazing women in their lives. And most importantly, they respect females, and they also got the same respect from others. And here is the thing, there will be people who are trying to judge you, and they are male. And when you get judged, remember, it is not your problem, it's their problem. When humans are lacking things, they tend to find excuses outside, and they tend to attack people. They just feel like, just to make themselves feel better. But it doesn't mean that you are the reason and what they're saying are 100% true. You know who you are. And here are the things we need to really remember, that what I do is I practice myself to be more rational while keeping the good sense of sensibility, so that I don't lose the beauty of them both. Because females are better and they're more sensible, and males, they're actually more rational. So as long as we balance that, it will be really beautiful. And what I found as well is, most importantly, when the males who respect their wives, and they have happy wife and happy life, and these males, they're very smart and intelligent, and of course they're wise, because they know that to show respect to their wives is also to get respect from them. And here are the things I really want to share with all of the women, females outside there. There are 6 don't I highly recommend it. The first thing is, don't always say sorry. Change it to excuse me or thank you. And let's take an example. When I was younger, when I did something wrong or I was worried about something will go wrong, and when someone said, oh, that's not right, and I would say, oh, sorry. I said sorry so many times a day. But then realize that it doesn't help me to be more confident, and it also make myself in a very, how to say that word, not as primary position, like a secondary, and it's not helpful at all. But when I realized that if I change the way how I say, as for example, if I was a bit late for the meeting, which I by the way, I'm very strict on the on-time meeting and so on. But if something happened like that, rather saying so sorry for being late, I would say thank you so much for your patience on waiting for me for that 3 minutes, 5 minutes. And when someone, sometimes when someone misunderstood my words, rather than saying, I'm so sorry to make you misunderstanding me, actually, you don't have to say that. Or you can say, thank you so much for trying to communicate with me. Now the misunderstanding becomes like we know it's a misunderstanding, it's a miscommunication. And thank you so much for being willing to do that, and so on. So when you change sorry to be thank you, there is a magic there. So remember, don't always say sorry. Try to say more thank you. And even can say excuse me, and so on. And the next thing is, don't get permission from others when you need to make a decision. Of course, if you work in a working environment that you always get permission from your boss for things like big things, and you know that if you don't get approval from them, it's gonna go wrong and you have a huge responsibility that you couldn't take, yes, you still can get permission. But what I'm trying to say here is, there are so many females, just like myself, I was like that a long time ago. I always been waiting for people to say, okay, go ahead, and so on, when I want to make a decision. And these things are actually small things in life. And if I become so reliable, dependable to others to make decisions, that's not good for me, and it's not good for you. So the best thing is, others do not own the responsibility of your decisions, because when things happen, when things go wrong, if you make that decision, you have no excuses. You have to take the responsibilities. But if you ask people to take that decision for you, at the end of the day, you will feeling like either it's their fault, or you will never take the responsibility yourself about the decisions in your life, and nobody has liability to lead your life, only yourself has. So the third thing is, don't shake your identity. Be firm and clear about your identity, who you are, and what roles are you carrying. Your mom, your wife, you are a worker, whatever you are, you know who you are. And clear the noises that is behind you, around you, because people is always going to make noises. Clear all the noises and be firm about who you are. Embrace who you are, and be willing to accept the differences you have with people. And their world standard is not your standard. Don't be arrogant. I'm not trying to tell you to be arrogant, because be arrogant means you compare with others, you think you're the best. But be confident is that you know you're good, you don't have to compare with anyone. And sometimes people's standard that they think you should be taller or shorter, or you need to be beautiful, or whatever they want to say. It doesn't change their belief and the identity that you believe about yourself. But you must own the ability to filter the noises and the advices, because there are good advices outside there. You still need to listen, but remember, you don't have to take everything in you and take all the advices from people, because everybody can make mistakes. So we need to train our wisdom muscle to filter the things that we hear. So don't shake your identity. Be firm about it. Be firm about who you are. And the fourth thing is, don't be afraid to say no. It's a big problem to me. I always, when I was younger, it took me so long to understand and to practice to say no. I used to be a yes girl. I was worried about rejecting people will make them upset, or make me look really bad, and make me a bad girl and a bad guy. So saying no is powerful. It stopped their unnecessary doubt or misguidance. It's a hard thing in the short term, but it makes your life easier in the long term. And I thank my husband who taught me about saying no, because and it took me really a long time to practice, because when I said no to the person who I always said yes, they were like mad at me, they were angry. But then after, as time goes by, they understood, they're fine. It's all about that people want to control you, and if you are willing to let them to be to control you, then it's your choice. But you also have a choice to say no. No, you own your own life. I own my own life. They don't have authority to ask me to do what they want to do. If there is something that I agree, I can do it. But if it's something that I don't agree, I can say no. So please, ladies outside there, please remember, learn how to say no. To say no doesn't mean you're bad. To say no doesn't mean you are being unkind. To say no is just to make life easier and better in the long term. And the fifth thing is, don't pretend to be okay when it's not okay. It can make you more miserable, and hiding all of your emotions then, builds up a fortress that is hard to be reopened or to be broken again. And you will be hiding in the corner. You didn't realize how much things you're hiding because you pretend that everything's okay. So your talent, joy, passion, and so much more things can be blocked by each time when you say you're okay when you're not. You can choose to be silent for a bit of time, to think and then communicate, and then find someone to chat, or find a way to break through. Don't just ignore it and pretend that everything's fine. When it happens too many times, you would be shocked when you then all in a sudden become an explosion. Like you don't know what's going on with you, because you are saying I'm okay, but then everything seems not okay, and you'll be like lost because you didn't even have that awareness or attention to your self-care or mental health and so on. So please don't pretend to be okay when it is not okay. And the next one, the sixth, is don't feel like a victim and don't be a victim, because when someone says something bad about you that is not true, you can ignore them. You don't have a responsibility to take that burden or carry that rubbish on your shoulder for the whole life. So learn how to let it go. But if what they're saying is right, that it's just having that hard feeling onto you, it's a great opportunity for you to learn and to grow. And that happened to me many times in my life, that there were times when people said things very straightforward to me about that I didn't do well. At the first instant reaction was like, oh, I'm too bad, I'm not good at anything, all these negative thoughts will come and attack me. But then when I had a deep breath and I was I treated it as an opportunity to say, wow, actually it's great to hear this, because I need some different voices. I need to learn, I need to grow. I cannot grow if I'm always living in the comfort zone. If I don't feel anything, I just feel happy and joyful every single time, I'm not going to learn anything. So every time when some friends or people who are giving me advice that was can be sounds very mean or rude, whatever, but when I think about it, it actually can really help me in my whole life. I become really grateful, and that is why I never try to be the victim or put myself into a victim role, and just change the victim mindset to be grateful and lead your joy, lead your own joy. Don't let people take away that joy, because you are the leader of your own life, to have a joyful life and to lead your best life as well. By the way, I'm saying this is related to the new book that I just had written. It's called The Joyful Leader in You, and there are many tips and practical stories and things that really can help you, to improve your life and have a nice transformation in life. Yeah, I hope you will grab one once the book is released. Come back to this. Instead, those who are always trying to attack women are weak. So when someone are attacking you as a woman, they are male or whoever they are, you need to understand Those people who are strong will not attack people, and the weaker they are, the more they will attack you. And of course, don't mix the good advice and suggestions and nice intention from your friends to give you some great true words that might make you feel, oh my gosh, they're attacking me, but they are not. So you need to be really careful about what is real attack, what is not, just precious advice as the truth. We as human, as humans, we don't need to attack anyone or blame anyone if we have nothing lacking ourselves. But when we are lacking, we always seek outside we always seek outside first instead of inside. So today, I encourage everyone here today to seek the lacking inside of you and start your spiritual transformation journey. And thank you so much for listening to this long message. And again, happy International Women's Day. Let's keep breaking the barriers along the way. Let's keep making a difference together. God bless.